is time to begin. Hello again. Hope you all are doing well. Joining you all on the day after Christmas. I hope your Christmas was very merry and very wonderful.
Merry post-Christmas.
Yeah, so Merry belated Christmas and a Merry Boxing Day as well. And given that I am a big fan of drafting, we're going to do a little foundation today, especially because it happens to be the quick draft, and therefore the most efficient and affordable for your bang for your buck, so to speak. So let's see. Ooh, rare is Slagstorm and Scrawling Crawler. Given as I from my LGS, I think we're going to take that, given that I know what it can do. Ooh. We have a lot of elf stuff. We have a lot of life gain. Ooh. As much as I love this, the higher fart immolator just got to go up above it because of flavor text, and that one fits the bill. Ooh. I don't know how consistently I can, but I like my chances. Maybe I shouldn't have pinned that then. Yeah, it's fine. Let's see, it's a kill spell. We have a Nightmare Bird. What is this? And Death Touch. Flavor text. That thing certainly fit the bill. That is good. Lifelink. Another kill. What do we got so far? 4 creatures, and that's definitely more likely to take a non-creature than make your move, because it can be a kill spell. This is very efficient. It doubles as removal for something specific. Utility here with Fake Your Own Death, but do I want another creature or do I want another non-creature? 5-2 creatures in the lead. I'm gonna go with Fake Your Own Death. A little insurance for whatever the scariest card I have on the field happens to be. When it enters Surveil 3, I'm sorry, what? Oh! Unblockability if I meet the threshold requirement. That's probably going to be the pick. What else do we got? This thing is 1 mana more, but it gets Menace. Nope. Simple unblockability tends to be better. Strix Lookout is a very useful card. We got Flying, we got Vigilance, 2 mana 1/2, and even the ability to loot on discards for more things, or to put things in the graveyard if that so happens to be your need. This puts a land on the top. I want this. Do I want the burn spell? There's also this, but I don't think I will consistently get enough lands in a draft environment for that to be doing a ton of damage. Oh, it's a discard and draw in addition to a burn spell. That's why. No, I like mana fixing. And I got the same creature I just passed on. I think I will take that as a sign to take the other card. Ah, speaking of flavor texts, one of my favorites. Thrill of Possibility. Remember all the great heroes who were careful and never did anything risky? Me neither. Sir Kara the Bold. Oh wait, that... Oh! To the High Fae, spells that take a human years to master come as easily as breathing. Bolt Wave is tempting, but a vanilla 6 mana 12/8 is even better. My first green card I've taken. I have I've done one draft of Foundation so far. I felt like it went fairly well, even though I only went 2 and 3. But that being said, I did go up against one of these at one point, and my opponent had one of them on the field, and I felt like I was fine and I could deal with it, and I could block it maybe. Then they played a second one. At that point, I went ahead and left and just scooped and said, nope, you win. You win. You can. I have the card style already for Heir Apparent. As you can see, I've gotten it so many times. Wow. Never taken the time to see a card style and literally see the hairs move on a card because of the card style. But that's pretty damn cool. Not gonna lie. Where are we at colors wise? Blue and green are technically the highest colors so far. Okay. Okay, that's kind of funny. Good flavor text as well. That's another each turn thing. Oh. No. Let's take the Heir Apparent. In case we end up getting more copies of it. Oh yeah, Swiftfoot Boots, good call. I wanted to see how many creatures to non-creatures that was at. And this enters. Oh, that's a 6 mana. That's no. It's probably gonna be that. Yeah, for the same reason I took the other thing. We're gonna grow from the ashes. We need ramp. If it was kicked, each creature with one counter on its trample. I like that a lot, but no, not gonna do that. I think blue is my highest color, right? Yeah, blue is my highest color. Let's think twice. Let's get some draw power in here. As funny as this is, I would love to see it work, but I just don't think it's going to actually successfully resolve and kill somebody and more than not be a useless card in my hand. So, let's just get a blocker. One that wait, I just have to tap it to Surveil? Dang, this thing's I don't care that it's an artifact creature. That thing's pure profit as far as I'm concerned. You need some kind of big beat stick. A walking clinic with with a trumpet to sound its arrival. Very appropriate for this element. I like that the game had it make a sound for me picking that card. I'm doing a lot of green, right? Yeah, green and blue. I'm going Syndicate here. And last pack. Ooh, speaking of the Syndicate, very good green card. I don't need to see any more. Micromancer. Now. Wow. Well, that's funny. Well, that answered that question. Not Micromancer, as much as I like the card, as useful as the card may be. Ooh, another Cathar Commando. I've already taken one of those, though. Ooh. That. But we also have ever classic Llanowar Elves, the Mana Dork, on turn 1. Yeah. I like this. I'm tempted to take this for the 2 bodies on 1 card and the Vigilance. Yeah. Agreed. But I'm not playing black. If I was playing black, I would probably take it. I'm now realizing that I took Fake Your Own Death and I'm not even going to use it. This is one of my favorite cards ever. Just ever. It was one of the first cards I remember. Well, not one of the first cards I got, but one of the first cards I knew was good when I first started playing. And it's still good. It's still strong. It still does things and stuff. And I love it. Alright, blue. Enters, draw the discard. No, now I'm going to take this. Because again, I love flavor text. Pretty baubles and gilded palaces may appeal to the egotist, but true wealth comes only through knowledge.
I like it.
That's the flavor text. I'm tempted to take this, but again, I don't know about how many lands I will get. So for that reason, I don't know how many lands I'm going to get, though.
Hey, there's the Mana Dork again.
Oh,
Grab it last
grab another Mana Dork. Thank you. I didn't catch that. Snakeskin Veil to help protect the creature in a tough spot. This is too funny. I passed on this thing earlier and here it has come back to me. Ooh, but we got a Stroke of Midnight and an Imprisoned in the Moon. Only one vault was great enough to hold Emrakul. We're gonna take that. I want the vanilla 12-8 again, but I think I'm gonna take the 2-drop just to have a cast. Ooh, I want Make Your Move again like I took it earlier, but given that white seems to be the smallest color, no, second smallest color out of cards I've taken. No, tied for smallest, second smallest, but I digress. So I'm leaning into blue or green. We're gonna take another Blizzard. Broken Wings, that's a form of a kill spell. Ooh, think twice. We got another draw spell. That's not bad. Ooh, so I can go for another of Apothecary Stomper or an Icewind Elemental. I don't have the Elemental, which is making me tempted to take that. Oh, I keep forgetting I have the vanilla creatures. So, for that reason, that means I already have something bigger and scarier. Do I take another copy of Broken Wings? No. Let's go ahead and take the Moth. And there's why I passed on Broken Wings, as it immediately comes right back to me.
Oh yeah.
Indeed. Huh? Okay. Oh, I might have gotten more. That might have been more than my 4th hair apparent. That's the only reason I can think of that the game would notify me and tell me all about that. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense for it to tell me. Talking about if you have like more than 3 copies of a card type of thing.
What about it?
Like if you have more than 4 copies, it did something. I didn't want to stop to keep reading it, but something about that. Oop. Back card back. That out. Now we are down to just the 2 colors. Now the only downside is that I'm currently at a 48 card deck, which is a few too many cards, so it's time to cut a few things. I'm gonna cut that Mana Dork type creature. Yeah, he gets to stay because he can make tokens, whereas this is getting cut for the sake of space because it's a creature that will get bigger and will keep getting bigger, but that only does so much. Biggest card I'm curious of how it performs is Broken Wings, if I should draw it. Sarah guides our shots true. Also, I just tuned the cannons. Oops. Talking about card with a good flavor text. That qualifies. 44 cards, so we are over the minimum of 40 by 4 cards. And that helps us. Well, that's going to take real long in the first game. Beautiful. Includes 3 lands, 2 drops, both colors. Big scary when you start getting more. This is one of the only ramp spells in the deck. Love it. Beautiful. Now I have a Snakeskin Veil to be able to protect the creature should I need to. And also, just importantly, I have a Flying and Vigilance creature. Which will help me tremendously to begin getting damage in. I can draw and discard, but there's nothing I want to discard at the moment, or that I would be willing to discard. This is also when I'm happy I mentioned Broken Wings. I put 2 of these in the deck, but we'll see if I end up using either of them. protecting my creatures. Go ahead and play the ability anyway, because I don't mind if I discard something. Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna discard the big boy. Get up the mana mine. Wow, and I'm immediately rewarded for discarding him by immediately discarding him. Very fitting. Try to wait one more turn for a land and see if I can get the mana to be able to kick this, because then I would have enough mana to cast him. So let's see how that plays out. Try again over here. That's actually hard. Order going up in terms of mana cost. My opponent and I have somewhat. They had a second one. Okay, I can respect that. I'm also happy because it means that they had to use 2 removal spells to kill one of my creatures, and I am okay with that. I'll go ahead and not kick the spell, because I was hoping to get a second land. But we'll just go ahead and cast the thing that I just drew in addition to it. And how perfect is that? There is the 3rd forest I need coming right up. Just in time to cast my vanilla 12/8. And my opponent will question why he felt the need to use not 1, but 2 kill spells on a flyer once I play this 12/8. We'll see if that changes his tune at all. Or her tune, actually, now that I realize that Kai is their avatar. My apologies if that is the case. Mistakes have been made. Can't even be mad at that. Just respect. Now we stay in the standoff of them having a 0/5 and me having some creatures. Interesting. I've drawn removal, and I've also drawn... I also still have that big creature in my hand. So, neither of their creatures are worth using this removal spell on. So, let's do it. Get a big flyer on the board that says draw then discard. We're going to go ahead and discard the Broken Wings, because I know I have a second one in the deck. I have finally noticed that I do have a valid target for the Broken Wings, their artifact creature. But that's also only a 2/1, so it's not the most impressive of things. It's not really worth, again, using a removal spell on it. Now see that's worth using a removal spell on. One of the main downsides of this game is that at this point, very, very shortly, both players will become hellbent. I guess on the upside, that means the turns are going to go pretty quickly. I now am very much hoping I draw into a Think Twice. And I think I have 2 copies. I hope I do. Nice. One of the last cards was Swiftfoot Boots. That does not do them much good in this instance. Interesting. So they still have a card in their hand they're choosing to hold. Curious. And now the game is stop every single chance it gets, of course, if I wish to do anything, because I'm surveilling Reddit and Steam. So let's see. Oh, I don't know why I didn't do it immediately. I have a 0-5. They're not swinging with that. Let's surveil 1. It is a Llanowar Elf. It is hard to play. It is really to represent threat, even if the threat is minimal at present. And I've now held those cards left in my hand. Let's see. Gonna swing with both of these. Yeah, I might as well, because I have a 0-6 that's going to be able to block. So even if I get haste, I have a blocker. I did draft one of them myself. I did mention that it is removal, but of a separate kind of removal. See if they go to block with it first, or if they just immediately get rid of it. Ooh, we're gonna equip it. Okay. Excuse me. Reason, and I'm not going to question it. I'm pleased. It might be the fact that I have a flying creature and I have a larger board, so I have more things to swing with than they do. In any instance, there's the first victory of the draft. That always feels good when you draft a deck and you make one and it works the first try. That makes you scared. 3 islands, but a Llanowar Elf, among other things. Need to do it. We're going to 6, and I'm rewarded for it. Given the cards in this second one, I hate to do it, but I gotta do it. The protection spell is actually what's going on the bottom. Not in this one, no, there's not. Now notice the fourth game, I'm gonna have to put blocker, and like right now, I have a 1/1 creature, and I can't block with it. Oh, it'd be a great card. 0-5. I'm still going to use my Manador to cast my creature, because then I can cast Thing twice. Because this guy's going to give me a discount on it. That's going to trigger my human wizard here and make me a little bird token. Or excuse me, a blue fairy creature token with flying. It flies, it's a bird. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Ooh, and what did I draw into? A late game threat, and it's early. Turn 3. They had the mana open, and they had the removal spell. Someone who loves flavor text, this qualifies. The monstrous bird swooped in for the kill, only to be met by a concentrated blast of pure, searing moonlight. Draft the ramp spell. Back to the graveyard. Oh, flashed it back because I was like, now time to make another token. Forgetting that I killed my token. I killed my token maker. Forgot about that part. That's a problem. Deal with it accordingly. I thought it was second time. That's a little bit different for that creature. Very good. Let's see, we got 7, we got 8 mana. So I need to pick which card I want to play. And make this specific flyer even larger. Held back the 1/1 flyer, then I realized the moment it goes to their turn, their 1/1 flyer will be a 2/2. So I swung it, because that means it's a trade. So naturally, they didn't block it. They also know that life is a resource. Which gives me a head on life, but let's see how long that can hold me over type of deal. I am down to 1 card left in my hand. They still have 5. They did just draw for the turn, but still. Oh boy, that card is bad for me with that creature. Luckily for me, they do not have another blue, and they don't have enough mana to flash it back. Now the only question is, do they swing their flyer, or do they hold it back? I hope they swing the flyer, but I don't think they will. They did not. They held back. Unfortunate. I drew into another 3-drop, so I get to play 2. Now let's surveil 3. The island is great. Let me arrange this. It's gonna swing the 2 biggest creatures. Same reason I like to do this sometimes. A 0/5 versus a 4/4 means most creatures live. Good. I thought there already was that little trigger. Now I begin to threaten their life total with a passive effect. Very pleased to see this card drafted. Like I said, I'm going up today from my LG. It's the Gospel of Phyrexia. Its task incomplete until all surrender to perfection. Wing Scavenger. I actually also drafted this card. I was very excited to get to play it, but I ended up not having enough black cards that I liked that I to be able to put black as part of my deck. So this will have to go in whatever next deck I build on here on Arena. Very useful, very useful. Oh, I just realized I'm now very happy they played it because that card forced them to draw another card, which pinged them again because of my scroll. Counter, I got to ping them for a life while I did it. I'll take that. Now the downside is their flyer bigger than my creature, which means in order for me to swing, it has to be worth it to swing, and just losing a creature and dealing, say, 1 damage isn't really worth it. And I now have a passive weapon.
Another way other than the draw card?
Oh, yeah, that's another way to threaten the life total that I didn't know. Wednesday? Ooh. And rather than discarding that card, they somehow discarded a self-reflection into the graveyard. This card is interesting to me only because it is a card that the flashback cost is cheaper than the normal cost. Anthem effect. This is very, very good for them. Very, very bad for me. Actually, now they will move into combat. And I do not want to take big damage directly to the face, so we're going to throw this 1/1 under the bus. Favorite card. Did some looting, still was not enough. Still haven't drawn into something too helpful. At least with threatening their life. Do a little bit of some shields down to the roof here. Put them in an uncomfortable position. Trade flyers with them. And I got to now get soul because it had high bait trickster in it. So, I finally killed that crawler. Thanks to my spinner of souls, I get to get another card to replace it. Excellent. I get a creature with Ward 2 and a Mortal. Fire grows and swells. Time for me to loot again. Got what I was looking for. I have a massive creature that's a threat. My turn! They had the refute. They had the counterspell. I will happily say nice for that. Even I can respect that. flavor text, I have to admit. See what they tap down. Very curious what they put. I imagine they will choose my regular flying creature. They chose the flying creature. How did they gain a life? Ah, there again. That land might have just saved them. Let's see. Let's see how this plays out. He didn't even swing. Not that I'm terribly surprised. Still funny. Still a little interesting. This creature is so valuable, it finds me into different things. The first game, this card was hard. It took out their massive threat. Rotting away in the grave. The land that they played gained them a life. Actually, and the other land that they played that gained them a life. And the only reasons they're still alive. They're at 1. As you can see, I do not play Limited very often, as much of a fan as I am of it. That always feels good. That would start off the draft. Now we're into pack for my playing so far. We'll check that out later. I usually tend to check any and all of that after the draft, with the hope being that I've gotten another pack or two from playing the draft. Once again, we get the 3 islands and the Llanowar Elves. 6. Oof, this is a lot worse. This is somehow worse. Have to go down to 5. And now we get all the mana. Put the big creature on the bottom. And we're going to put the surveilled creature on the bottom as well. Greatest victory is a battle unfought. This is true. This is very true. Proves useful in this game. That's okay. That hurts, but that's 2 cards and 2 counterspells. They finally did get a creature. What worries me is that they still have 5 open mana and 5 cards.
For sure. Gotta help them with that. You want
Gotta
the
bait
win,
out the
so
counter.
it's
See that counter spell? They didn't have the counter spell, but they have the kill spell. I don't know how they managed to bake this dinosaur into a pie. That might have to be a lot of pies. I guess you could even say 20 pies because there's a 12 and an 8. There had to be 20 pies for how much meat they had for this sucker. I used the removal spell just to get rid of my flying. Hey, actually, once again, I did not just to get that 1 power. Oh, they said, oops. I think they know they messed up. I think what they meant to do is blow up the flyer and enchant the massive creature to turn the 12/8 into a 1/1. I thought it was a little strange to use a removal type thing just to get rid of my flyer. The Ink Mage, I have the same card in this deck. I would also love to see it right now for the Surveil 3, that way I could pick my next 3 turns. Let's see what the heck I'm drawing. That's not what I hope to draw the most, but that's second on the list, based on what's still in the deck. They play their own mischievous mystic. No wonder they're getting rid of monsters. Well, let's just go ahead and... Again, hell-bent and run out of cards. I have to lead on life, and I have an unblockable creature. There are worse places to be. Yeah. Good point. My opponent is saying good game. That's always a good sign. I drew a removal, but I don't think I need it at the moment. Love that he said good game, not realizing that I still have plenty of mana to pull both of these 2 cards. Ah, maybe he's thinking good game, good game. You know what? That might be part of your plan. Now the removal spell is worth using to counter creatures on one. The response is the sacrifice of food. I like my chances. Okay. I did say I wanted to. I got it. Feel free to craft my next couple of turns. It's not that new of a thing. They had another. No. They had a second Aetherize, and once again, no. So they had the counter spell, but they chose not to counter the Ink Mage. They chose to counter me recasting the Mystic. This is interesting. Because the Mystic is a flying, and you can potentially block that. Whereas, oh my goodness gracious!
Oh shit!
They drafted a Rise of the Dark Realms. No wonder they kept saying good game. We were sitting here filling up our respective graveyards. Must have. Yeah.
Okay, so that is definitely a good way to win.
I doubt so. Interesting. Huh. Sounds about right. 2 wins is usually the threshold for whether or not. That's usually when I start to lose a game or two. Definitely time to put that turtle back in. It's just been such a good blocker against me that I can't help but wondering what it will do for me if it's on my side. It's the only card I'm left with because the one card I thought wasn't going to prove useful. Game 1 it did nothing. Game 2 it killed something helpful for me. In Game 3 it was still helpful for me. So yeah, it gets to stay. And now we see what Game 4 brings.
I just checked the audio. The audio's good.
Thanks, appreciate that.
Looking forward to learning how to take care of the audio when we have to plug this into something else and then into the computer. That's gonna be cool.
Trample face. Love the car. Well, this is interesting. I have all the forests, but I have no islands. Keeps doing this to me where it gives me plenty of one color and none of the other color. And I have the blue spells, but I have no blue to cast. Go down to 6. The same thing. We go to 5. There we go. One game this card played in, put in a ton of work. We're doing more of the same in this game. They're gonna make me discard a card. Oh, the irony. I'll never land, buddy.
Still hurts.
Yeah. Oh, are they gonna block for me? Go ahead and block. Opponent, you're doing me a favor. Notice I would never dare swing a mana dork, because it'll do me a favor if it dies. They wised up and took the damage.
What happens if it dies?
The spider triggers. Negative effect. I basically get a creature to replace the creature that died in my hand. Whatever the first one I hit off the top is, basically. So, smart thing. Exile the spider. Spider Spirit says it is. Love that. Ah. Now I get to flash out my fake tricks. As I would love to flash this card in on their turn, it has a draw then discard attached to it, which means I probably want to wait till I have another card in my hand to do this. Their own. card, but not a card I can cast yet, so I need another mana for it. House of Love and Foundations brought back a vanilla creature, I will have to say. Love that they did that. No. They have not been doing a lot of vanilla play, so I appreciate them for this one. Well, what's it? Oh, yeah, I don't think it was vanilla creatures. Ouch! Well, they happen to have the bite mechanic. This is going to result in the end of my play, so let's get I'll nurture. Because I can. Wonderful. I drew a card that... And they had another kill for the flyer. I love it. I drew both of them at once. Oh. If I can draw this one. Nope. I thought it was very useful card. But it is at least another creature, so there's that. We'll get a body in the field. It can swim next turn. The problem is that there's a spider in the way. Need a land. We're going to go off. Let's see. We're going to top 3. I'm going to put 1 back. 2 lands in the graveyard, but they do put a card on the top, and they have selected it. Gotta kill the creature. Of course they do. Well, promise I'm not drawing land. The other reason I love that spider, it is a menace. You can begin to creature up with counters. I want to draw a land this turn. Oh well. We're going to get rid of that spider though, or at least try. Oof. Looks like a lot of the board is about to change. So at the very least, I have solace in that. 9. Oof. Have to block. You get a bird, another blocker. That is all it is going to be, is a blocker. I have to remove it. So So it doesn't even get to be a platform. It just gets to be the last cut out exactly one island. See if that makes a difference.
Sounds pretty loud. Should be able to turn it down. 2 and 2, so this is game number 5. Now to see if I can get my third win with this draft deck, or if I have to re-enter the draft. Probably the coolest spells I could have wanted. The best creatures as well. Even though I have nothing but creatures. But I only have 2 lands. Which is worrisome, to say the least. Especially seeing a 6-drop at my own. Let's do it. Gotta go down to 6. Oof. This one is admittedly not much better, but it is still better. Simply because we're going to have a Surveil trigger off of the Larry Thespian. Hopefully I draw into the island. Oof, that hurts. The discard card. I think those cards at least has flashback, but it still hurts that. Let's see the Surveil trigger. Quite a while. 0-6 defender for 3. Oh wow, that's a pretty good flavor text. If the giant repelling boards aren't enough to keep out noisy visitors, the huge wall should help. Cast again, reclusive Raincaster. That's great. The other Wary Thespian out. Let's do another Surveil. Oh, we got a Manador. That can stay right on the top. Bless you. Tempting as it is to attack, pass. 1-1 versus a 3-1 is a trade. I don't want to trade a 1-1 or a 3-1 right now. At least not when I have to do it. When I have the 1-1, I want to make that trade. But not right now. Crackling Prowler. Died. Yeah, they have their own. Shall we? Speaking of, myself. This if I just turn down this and or that?
Yeah, that would work tremendously.
Opponent's probably wondering why I haven't ended the turn yet. That's because I forgot to click end turn. Let's see. Interesting that they swung the 1-1. That feels like a trap, but we gotta see anyway. Well, no, actually I don't. I'm gonna block the 0-6 on a 3-3. Because I can take 4 damage pretty easily right now. Because I have a feeling if they've got a combat trick, they specifically want to get rid of my ward creature while they have plenty of mana. Ooh, we got a Banishing Light. Let's see what's coming out for the ward creature. It is. I will surveil one in the middle of this just because I can. Ooh, we got the birds. The birds coming. I love it. I did put one of my broken wings at the bottom at the start. Forgot about that. Don't think I need the removal spell at this time, but I don't really want to think twice. I can, but I don't need to draw an extra card right now. So we're just going to move to the swing step and turn some creatures sideways. Trigger and a surveil one, thank you very much. And this guy right here, this is why I've been waiting on that think twice. His next turn, I'll have the mana to cast my Mischievous Mystic and flashback think twice to immediately get the value off him and make a token. Do 2 blocks and take 3 damage if I can find the button. Ah. They've got to fake your own death. Very well done. We'll go ahead and surveil one because I can. I like to fake death on a creature that has an instant. It's a very nice touch as someone who loves any effect. Hate this for me because that's bad for them to have that many 3/3s on the board. Admittedly. Ooh, we have a Burnished Heart, and they have exactly enough mana thanks to the token to immediately sacrifice it. Okay. That's funny. Okay, that makes sense. This time we're gonna leave this 3-1 back to block, because I think if I swing, they're just not gonna block it. Ooh, it's a land. Yeah, the land can actually stay on the top. I'm tempted to put it in the graveyard and throw it away, but no, the land can stay on the top. As they do their own bit of surveilling. Get yet another lifelink creature. This is very, very bad for me. Because I just got this 4/4 on the field, and now it might already be in danger of dying. Yeah, do still got life to use. Let's try to kill this 1/1. Let's make the longer play. If it's got her life-wise to do it. Oh, great. That's what I get. I killed it, and it's going to be coming right back. Oh. That helps a little. Knowing that my massive creature is on its way. It's arguably going to just in time. I don't know how much good it's going to do me, to be quite honest, but I have the 12-8 on the field. Ooh, they might have sheer force of numbers. Oof. They're about to have 2 creatures with first strike. As if the 4/4s weren't bad enough. Yeah. This may or may not be game right here. I will say it back to them because I think it is. We'll see. Yeah, I think it is going to be game. With all of my blocks. And the Surveil one last time. I'll throw away a land. We have the re-entry, yes. Yep. They had the lethal because of the wide of the board. I was thinking doomed either way because I either got the big creature out, or I ramped harder or ramped hard and played a removal spell, which would result in the same number of creatures. I don't think I'm either way, but I do get a pack. Let's see what it says I have from the store. It says I have something. Okay. Gave me the notification. Naturally, they're trying to tempt me. Packs open. Anything worth mentioning. Ah, the Stroke of Midnight. That's always a good one. That was used on me. Offer you can't refuse. Wonderful, wonderful spell. Ah. Ah, got a Giada. Very, very nice. And, ooh, Rite of the Dragon Caller. Not one I've gotten yet on Arena. Or at all. Ooh. All at once, a quiet world was seized by wings, claws, fangs, and fire. Love it. Especially for what the spell is doing. Now, well, simply because I didn't complete both of them, and I'd like to do at least one game of Brawl. Oop. Nope. That was a misclick. Let's try this again. You're red and white? Oh, okay.